Welcome to Verbal Pick Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. I'd like to welcome you all to the show. Look, family, I really didn't want to touch this Travis Scott incident where 8 people died. Concert ongoers. I didn't want to touch it because I know it's bigger than Travis Scott. And this is Texas, right? And it's bigger than Travis Scott. And I didn't want to touch on it because it's going to seem like, oh, man, you always race baiting. You always talking about race. That's because don't nothing go on in America without race playing a vital part. Give y'all an example. Here's a rapper that drew over 50,000 people from all over the nation to one spot. That's power. Who else can do that other than Farrakhan? Right. Now, the problem is, wow, if he can draw and be influential to draw a crowd to where it's predominantly more than Hispanic, it would be seen as a problem, right? If one person can draw that many white and Hispanic to one location to watch them perform, that's power. They don't want to see that man with that kind of power. And he's been doing it in different areas from Arkansas, at different places, right? To where now, let's look at the other factor of it, right? A police officer. Now, this is the police chief, right? Police chief comes on and says that a security guard who was trying to render aid was stabbed in the neck with a needle, right? And had to be revived with Narcan, which is something used on opioid victims to bring them back so they don't die. He was unconscious. Damn, where'd that come from? Now you got somebody in the audience that's randomly going around stabbing people? I mean, what's really going on? At least one to question or one to wonder, something is just not right. Right. Now, of course, Travis Scott said, well, look, I'll pay for the funerals and I'll give the concert goers a refund. But they're trying to pin it on Travis Scott. And, and actually, and I hate to say this though, man, it just seems like whenever a black person become influential and they can gather up 50,000 people, it just seems like, I don't know, man, something always goes wrong or goes awry. I'm not sure, but y'all check this out. I just want to give y'all a brief update of what they're saying, right? Now it says, headlines, 8 dead, including teens, after a crowd surge at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival, right? Now look, Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena said on November 6th that there were several administrations of Narcan, a medicine used to treat suspected opioid overdose, right? Several. So apparently someone was going around in the crowd with a needle, pricking people, right? And causing them to overdose, right? But that should be the headline. What sicko would be in a concert with people stabbing them with a needle? I mean, all stops, everything should be concentrated on this individual, right? It's ridiculous. Now, this is the Washington Post, right? Houston officials here vowed on Saturday to get to the bottom of how a musical festival turned fatal on Friday night when a crush of concert goers surged toward the stage where rapper Travis Scott was performing, leading to at least 8 deaths and scores of people injured during the chaos. An estimated 50,000 people gathered at the sold-out Astroworld Festival. Wow, 50,000 people. I mean, this guy, he gathered 50,000 people to come here at his event. That's power. Wow. As the headliner took the stage, fans began moving in so tightly that some struggled to breathe, sparking chaos in what Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena called a tragic night. Now check this out. Earlier that morning, we had people just rush the gates to just get in, right? Amongst the people who had already paid. So if you count the ticket payers and then you count the surge of at least 2,000 that didn't pay, then you add that to the total number plus ticket sales, then that should have let the fire department know that the place was overcrowded, or maybe the venue could have sustained that large amount of people in that area. You would have to get with the fire marshal to see the total number of space that an event like that could hold. Right. That's why they saying, hey, we got to get with the fire department to see what the hell is going on amongst that investigation. That caused some panic, and it started causing some injuries, Pena said. People began to fall out, became unconscious. It created additional panic. Of course, people falling out. Then once you start panicking and getting scared, your heart rate increases. It's hot in there. People start to pass out. You know how it goes. The dead range in age from teens to young adults. Mayor Sylvester Turner told reporters Saturday a 14-year-old, a 16-year-old, two 21-year-olds, two 23-year-olds, and a 27-year-old, and a male whose age was unknown had died. At least 25 people were hospitalized, including 5 juveniles. A 10-year-old child was in critical condition, officials said. Turner said officials were investigating how missteps may have occurred at the concert. John Hilgert, a 9th grader at Memorial High School, was among those killed. A spokesperson for Spring Branch Independent School District confirmed to the Post, Lisa Ware, the principal at the Houston area school, broke the news to families and students on Saturday morning. We are deeply saddened to inform you that a male 9th grade student died last night in an incident at the Astroworld Festival. She wrote in a message obtained by the Post, "Our hearts go out to the student's family and to his friends and our staff at Memorial. Weir said the school would accommodate counselors to offer any help and support needed." Scott vowed to work with police and help the community. Now, this is Travis Scott. "I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night," he tweeted. In a video posted Saturday night, Scott said that when he knew there are problems at his concerts, he stops the show to let his fans get the help they need. "I could just never imagine the severity of this situation," Scott said in a video in an apparent acknowledgement of the deaths on Friday. The incident marks one of several tragedies to strike at a concert where packed crowds, loud noise, and sudden confusion have fueled mass casualties events. In 1979, 11 people were killed when thousands of fans tried to get into a Cincinnati music venue to see famed British rock band The Who. There have been numerous incidents in the years since then, including a 2018 stampede at a nightclub in Italy that left 6 people dead. The Astroworld Festival kicked off Friday as thousands of young fans of Scott began to gather at Energy Park to see the musician whose concerts have a reputation for being rambunctious and sometimes dangerous. The ticket, priced at $350 and up, has sold out in less than an hour. Some Astroworld Festival attendees flew in from out of state. Now, $350, and he had over 50,000 people. And Travis Scott is an icon. I mean, he's doing it, and he don't just have black fans, but I would guess that majority of his fans are, of other races, no problem with that, but I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Texas in this political climate, young black male, garnishing that much attention. Then you got a black police chief. Now his tactics and being questioned. Did he do this right? Did he do that right? Did he know about this procedure and that? I don't know, man. It's something just don't pass the smell test with me. And then this unknown person who's going around injecting people in the crowd, overdosing them to where Narcan has to be used to revive them. If all of this is true, we are living in some weird and stranger times than I imagined. I mean, society has stooped that low. And if that's true, our efforts, our police agencies should be combing, looking through video, questioning people, finding out that would be one of the most dangerous persons on the planet who would go in and inject innocent people and overdose them with a needle and pricking a security agent in the neck. Come on, that should be out front. I mean, that should be mentioned along with the 8 dead. 'Cause 8 dead, that's a tragedy, and my heart goes out to their families and to those that are injured. But a sicko pricking people with a needle, come on. That reminds you of back in the day when the sickos was lacing candy on Halloween and giving it to children, causing them to become ill. I mean, who is that sick? There should be scores of officers looking for this individual. This individual is mixed up, disturbed, psycho, crazed maniac. You got to find this person. As he going around to different venues, pricking people with needles. I mean, come on. I mean, now that's alarming. That should make headline news. Now that should make headline news. So, hey, be aware, protect yourself. We are living in some strange times, What can I say? Travis Scott, look, bro, man, I wish you the best. Stay strong. Make sure you have the proper people around you, and make sure that the questions or whatever comes from your heart to put out there and say, don't let a handler, when you say, hey, well, let's look into this, tell you, nah, you don't want to do that. That's when you be like, hey, look, I want to do this because it's your first thought. Don't let them shut your first thought down. And you take their lead, because you'll be up the creek without a paddle, partner. You make sure hey, this is what I want to say, and this is what, you know what I'm saying, I need to do. Because you don't know who's or who is working with who. Verbal Pick Radio. We're out.